Morning, everyone. Thanks for attending today's service here in Watsonville. This is our end of April and we've just begun in-person services, so there's still adjustments that have to be made. The past 2 years, I've been doing services in front of a camera, and now as I do a service, I have to make sure that everything is in its proper place. I have to make sure I have pants on. I have to make sure everything is good from not only the waist up, but every part of me. So it takes a little bit of adjustment and getting used to. And also, because we are doing in-person services, I have to do all the things that our minister's assistants used to help me with. Setting up the Nigene, hitting the concho, the bell outside. And as I was hitting the bell, I was thinking about how now many of the temples are going back to in-person services. And so throughout the United States now, at 10 o'clock, on the West Coast, 10 o'clock, the concho is being run, people are gathering together and celebrating return to the temples. So as we gather, we're not alone. We are with thousands of other people who are gathering at the same time to hear the Dharma. So thank you very much for attending this morning. I'd like to begin with an opening reading. If you please join me in Gassho. If one utters Namo Amida Butsu, which surpasses all other virtues, all of his heavy sins of the 3 periods will surely be altered and become light. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. This morning's sutra chanting will begin with the Sammujo on page 23 of the large purple service book, followed by the Sambutsuge on page 77. Namandas, namandas, namandas. Thank you. So nice to hear the chanting together of the sutras. Natsukashi, as they say in Japanese. I'd like to ask you now to join me in the Gatha, Shinshu Shuka, on page 216. Please rise. Page 216. page 10 and join me in the reading of Threefold Refuge. Difficult is it to receive a human form, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha, and we together with all sentient beings awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Sankhya-mo, Ninjin Kegatashi, Imasudani Yuku, Ukko Kikigatashi, Imasudani Kiku, Konomi Konjo ni Makate do Sezumba, Sarani Izune no Sho ni Kataka, Konomi yo do Sen, Daishu Morotomo ni, Ishin ni Sambo ni Kieshi Tate Matsuru Deshi, Izukara Butsu ni Kieshi Tate Matsuru, Masani Legawaku wa Shido to Tomo ni, Aido Taige Shite Mijo Yoko San, Izukara ho ni Kieshi Tate Matsuru, Masani Legawaku wa Shido to Tomo ni, Kaku Gyozo ni Ite Chie Imi no Gotoku Naran, Izukara so ni Kieshi Tate Matsuru, Masani Legawaku wa Shido to Tomo ni, Daishu wo tori shite sai muge naran. Ujo jin jin yo no ho wa yaku sen mango ni mo ayo koto dashi. Orima kenmon shi yuji suru koto wa etari. Negawaku wa minai no shinjitsu gi yogeshi tate matsura. Namandalus, namandalus, namandalus. Thank you. Please be seated. Once again, good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's service. The Threefold Refuge, it says, it talks about relying on Amida, relying on the Buddha, relying on the Dharma, the Sangha. And what this means is that we are relying on Amida because of our imperfect self. None of us are perfect. We all have imperfections. When I was doing services online, it became obvious to me that I don't have a wonderful singing voice. I thought for years I had a wonderful singing voice. And then I have to hear myself, just me singing and listening to the video after. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm off key. I have a terrible singing voice. And I guess that's the wonderful thing about karaoke. Everybody sounds good. Everybody thinks they're good when you do karaoke. So I apologize to all of you for my terrible singing voice that you have to listen to and bear with. But you have to accept both sides, the good and the bad, right? The whole thing. So the illusion that I was having a great singing voice is my illusion, and I am shown the reality of that my voice is not very good. In singing, especially. So today I want to talk about how we have to accept both sides of not only ourselves, but of others as well, or experiences that we may have. We have to accept both sides. So as you know, or you may not know, but I like to golf. I love golfing. So I try to go golf once a week. And at my age, my golf is getting worse and worse. It hasn't gotten any easier. So I think it's not my golf, it's my golf clubs. So I need to go buy new golf clubs. However, I know that that's kind of the illusion. It's not the reality. I'm the one that's swinging it. I'm the one that's hitting the ball. However, I still love the game and I continue to play and enjoy it, no matter how good or how bad I play when I play golf. What I enjoy most when I play golf is the company of others because we laugh, we joke around, we have a great time. This last week, I played at the San Jose Buddhist Temple, had a fundraiser, a golf tournament. So I played in a foursome with three other ministers. And so there are four ministers in this one group. And it was the most boring group you could imagine. There was no laughter, there was no joking until I started to laugh and joke. And then all the other ministers started to, I think, relax a little bit. And we were laughing at how we begged the ball to go faster, to go further, to go in the hole, go, 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 stop, stop, stop. That's how you golf, right? You talk to the ball. And it was fun, we were laughing. However, there was one guy in the group who shall remain nameless, minister, who was having a really hard time. He was really frustrated. And he stopped laughing, he stopped joking, he was kind of banging his clubs on the ground, really frustrated. So the next day, I sent him an email and I said, hey, do you want to play next week? We're getting together to play, some of us. So he said to me that he's taking a break from golf, that he got so frustrated at that tournament that he's going to take a break. So I told him, you don't take a break, just keep at it. You're getting better and better. And he said, it's no fun for me anymore. I said, well, yeah, I can understand that. If it's not fun anymore, then maybe you do need to take a break and recenter yourself. But human nature is a funny thing, isn't it? We play games like golf. We hope we can control everything about it. And when things don't go our way, we get frustrated, we get mad, we're unhappy. So as I said, we talk to the ball, we talk to the thing. And so we get frustrated and upset when things don't go our way, when the ball doesn't go in the hole. I had a chance to hit a birdie at that tournament. Maybe this far. I hit the ball and it rolled around the cup. And everybody says, oh, you should have had it. I said, yeah, I was robbed. I wasn't robbed. I just didn't hit the ball in the hole, right? But for some people, it gets really frustrating. They get upset when things don't go their way. In order to live peacefully, we need to accept everything that happens to us. In our teachings of Jolo Shenshu, the way of living is to accept both the good and the bad as part of life and stop trying to control the world. I was reading an article the other day how we human beings, we like to control things. And there's in Hawaii, there was an article about what's called invasive species. Hawaii is the most isolated island in the world. And late in the 19th century, in an attempt to control the rat population in Hawaii, in the sugarcane fields, they brought in mongoose. The mongoose was supposed to eradicate the rat population and help the farmers. But over the years, the mongoose did not do their job. They didn't eradicate the rats. Rat population didn't change. But the mongoose population, it grew and grew and grew until it started to affect the native plants, some of the nesting birds that are in the ground, some of the insects, some of the snails and palm trees, and it started to change the environment of Hawaii. And there are many other examples of how man tries to control the world through inserting species. In California, the list is long, the number of invasive species that come into the state and have changed the world, changed our state, excuse me. So there are negative effects to our trying to control things. We see our inability to see things as they are. We don't see how limited we are. And thankfully, though, Amida accepts us, even in our limitation. So there's no Buddhist story that teaches us about seeing both sides of the coin. Real quickly share this with you. So a long time ago, in a village in China, there lived a man who believed in good fortune, bad fortune. And one day, a beautiful, well-dressed woman came walking into his home, or walking to his home. And the man said, "Who are you?" And she said, "I am the goddess of wealth. I will bring wealth and good luck wherever I visit." So the man was so happy. He was delighted. He had this goddess visiting him, the goddess of good luck. So he gave her a warm welcome and he treated her nicely, welcomed her into his home. Soon after, another woman came to his door. In contrast to the goddess of wealth, she was unattractive, she was poorly dressed, and her clothes were worn out and very dirty. The man asked, "Who are you?" "I am the goddess of poverty. I will bring poverty and bad luck wherever I go." So the man was really unhappy that she had come to his house, and he tried to chase her away. But then the goddess of poverty said, "How foolish you are. The goddess of wealth is my sister, and my sister and I always live together, we come together. We cannot be separated. If you kick me out, my sister will go with me." So this man was surprised at her words, and he asked the goddess of wealth, "Is she really your sister?" And the goddess of wealth said, "Yes, she is. I'm always with my sister. We have never been separated. Wherever we visit, I give benefit to the house, and my sister gives loss to the house. When I give good fortune, my sister gives misfortune. If you respect me and treat me nicely, you should do so to my sister too." And then the sisters disappeared. Well, this story tells us that the two, good fortune, bad fortune, they're inseparable. They're two sides of the same coin. Birth comes with death, rain comes with sunshine. But we tend to pursue the good fortune and avoid bad fortune, so-called bad fortune. When it occurs, we become upset and we avoid the situation. In truth, there is no good or bad fortune. There is just life unfolding itself before us. And we have to learn to accept both sides of the coin. So we cannot control what we wish to. To accept them on an equal basis is hard. And when we react positively or we react negatively, we see ourselves clearly at that moment. We see the inability to see things as they are. We see our limitations. So whether it's on the golf course or at home or in your garden or in the world that we live, we see ourselves through our action, through our response to these experiences. But thankfully, Amida Buddha understands us. Amida Buddha accepts us just as we are, even though we have this inability to see things clearly. Thank you very much. Please join me in Daksha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Share with you the menu Shonin and Provincial. Shonin Nichiru no Kanke no Momoki wa Shin no Mote Hunto Serare Solo Sono Yue wa Moromoru no Zogyo Nageste Ishin ni Midani Kinyo Serebo Ashigino Gandhito Shito, no Katayori Ojo, Dijos Shimetamo, Snokurai, Chien Hoki, Shojo, Shidutamo Shatushi, Soeno Shomyo Nendu, Aiwaga Ojo, Satame Kamai, Onho Jinno Nendu, Goro Kinari. Anakashiko, Anakashiko. Shinran Shonin taught that the essence of Jodo Shinshu is Shinju. The reason is that by abandoning all of the practices, completely entrusting ourselves in the Mida Buddha, our spiritual rebirth is assured by Mida through the inconceivable power of the primal vow. This is known as entering the ranks of the truly assured at the very moment of Shinju. Thereafter, all utterances of the Nembutsu should be understood only as expressions of gratitude for Mida's Mida's assurance of our spiritual rebirth. With reverence, I read Namman Dhammas. Just before we close, I'd like to make a couple of announcements. Next week on May 1st, there'll be no in-person services. I'm sorry, but it'll be online as usual. The week after that, we will, and the rest of the month, we'll have in-person services. And then don't forget that on Memorial Day weekend, we'll be visiting the cemeteries, Pioneer, Maharo, and San Juan Bautista. Sorry, that's on the Saturday. This Sunday. And then on May 8th, we will observe our Botai service and also May Shotsuki Ho service. At the end of the service today, we have the flowers on the Naiji that we'd like to share with you. So if you like flowers, please stick around for a few minutes and we'll get them packaged up for you. If you please now rise and join me in the Gatha Ondok San to page 220. To the Buddha, the light of your face is unsurpassed in thy majesty. Your awesome greatness is beyond the brightly shining flame with no equal. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated. This will conclude our services for today. Thank you very much for your attendance and kind attention. And don't forget, we do have flowers if you'd like to take some of those. And you're welcome to come forward and show. Thank you very much. Okay.